Hey, what's going on YouTube? Okay, looks like it's recording. Um, yeah, I'm trying to play around with my new mic. Actually, it's the same mic we used on the podcast, but we ended up buying better ones. I'm not sure if it's like, is that popping too much? It feels like it. I'm also using these different headphones because I don't have the right headphone jack for my wireless ones, so that it will feedback, or so the microphone will feed back into it. Anyway, let's see. What I said yesterday was we decided to no. Oh yeah, I said we went live. We went live with the Kojo stuff on Saturday, and then we ran ads all day from like midnight to midnight, Saturday to Sunday, and we got no sales. So we kept running it. Our initial plan was to just keep running ads. Um, I guess we were planning on doing it all month, in the hopes that we would get some sales. We might come out at a loss, but maybe we would figure out a little bit more. But I think if we're not getting any sales, we kind of think we just assume that we're doing something very wrong. One of the things is we're definitely not marketers, even though we're trying to learn about marketing. But maybe there's some danger in. Actually, it's kind of interesting because I was talking with my partner. We said there's maybe three things that are wrong. Of course, there could be more, but three things that are wrong. One, the ads suck, which could be true. Again, maybe probably are true. Although they were getting clicks, so it was getting to our landing page, so that was decent. I guess the click through rate was a decent percent. I don't know anything about that, so that's kind of what they said. So the initial ad was enough to get people's attention. They clicked and went to our landing page. But those landing pages didn't convert, meaning like nobody decided to buy the course. So some of our ads sucked or just weren't correct. It could be the people that we're marketing to, because we're kind of just doing it in the ocean of Facebook. So the people that we're marketing to aren't interested enough in our product, and that's probably related to the ads as well. If we're trying to like copy those ads of like, hey, here's the secret to changing your career, right? And so people are excited about that secret, like, oh, you can make a six-figure income. And then the landing page ends up, even though I thought the landing page was really good, uh, that was more emotional. But the problem is, if the secret is learn computer programming, maybe a lot of people are just turned off by that. So we might be hitting the wrong audience. So that's another problem. The third thing is our product. So maybe it's pretty difficult. Again, we don't know, but maybe it's pretty difficult to get people to buy like education, like programming courses from unknown people, and that's reasonable. I don't know if I would either. We do have a good history, but we don't have branding for that history. So like I was a university level teacher for 7 years. My buddy, my partner, he's been programming since he was 16. By the time he was 23, he was making over, like he had a six-figure job, and he's like lead mobile developer. So like there's definitely knowledge there, but nobody knows who we are, and I understand that as well. I think that our content can be better than LinkedIn Learning or Pluralsight or whatever. It's different. It's generalized versus specific. So I think that if you want to learn in general computer programming, maybe LinkedIn Learning is good, or Pluralsight is good, even though that one's more expensive, or like Treehouse. The reason those are better because you can learn a lot of topics. They're obviously established, but you can also learn a lot of topics. If iOS isn't for you, you can hit C#, and they have some stuff on Unity, stuff like that. But if you wanted to learn something specific, I don't think those are the places to go. And I know this. I feel this from experience because I've been a subscriber to LinkedIn Learning for a long time. I've had Pluralsight at different jobs. I did Treehouse for a long time as well. And like the courses themselves are not that in depth. LinkedIn can have some that are pretty in depth, but again, if it's an in depth topic about like awk or like like the Bash scripting, that's not going to hit everybody. I'm interested in that. It's like a 6-hour course, but then also where do you go from there? So I think specific sites are, in my opinion, I think those are better. So a really great example is like Laracast. If you want to learn Laravel, you would get a subscription to Laracast. And if you think that LinkedIn Learning is better, I would like to hear why. Like LinkedIn Learning is, if you think that LinkedIn Learning is better for learning Laravel than Laracast, I would like to hear why, because I don't agree with that. But again, Laracast even has it built up its audience, right? So they have a brand. There's the same thing. There's a website called DataCamp. DataCamp is very specifically for learning like big data. So you're going to learn Python, or you're going to learn, I think it's R. I'm not sure what the other language is, but you're going to learn like SQL queries. So I played around with that for a while because I'm not trying to be an expert, but I want to know about like how to interact with databases. So I think that's way better, and they have like the website themselves are better, and it's very specific. So that's kind of our goal with the Kojo thing. We want to make a website that caters to app development. It will probably hit some other general stuff, but it's going to cater to app development, at least for a while. And we're going to have, we can have hundreds of hours on iOS and Android alone. Like that's, to me, that's no problem. It's not all there yet, and so that's one of the problems, and that's fine. But yeah, so the product, getting people to buy that from unknown people is perfectly understandable. That's difficult. Nobody knows who we are. So we're going to, instead of spending a whole bunch of money on ads right now, we've kind of switched, I guess you would call it our marketing strategy, right? So we're switching it up, and we're just going to put everything out on YouTube for free. So the thing that we're going to work on is building that trust and building that brand. And I think that's going to be a slower, well, I don't know if it's slower. The initial idea is slower, but that's also assuming we can get sales the other way. But I think it's a better way to do it because we don't know marketing, and I don't necessarily think that all marketers are. Seth Godin has a book, All Marketers Are Liars. And I think there is a difference between marketing and lying. And marketing is pulling, like, finding who wants your product and, like, kind of pulling at the emotion. Or I don't even know if I want to say pulling, but it definitely has to do with finding the correct market and making it seem appealing to those people. Like, if somebody wants to learn programming, I have to appeal to, I guess you could even say that's what I'm doing right now. I have to appeal, why would you buy my product versus LinkedIn Learning, right? And I would give you like exactly what, like if you were going to ask that, I would give you the exact thing I just said. So you could say that's marketing. And I'm trying to appeal to you, even though I think what I said was honest. Like that wasn't a trick. So marketing doesn't have to be a trick, even though maybe some people do. There's kind of like a joke. There's kind of like a joke on Facebook where like people will, or at least people assume that they can do this, where they'll go and take a vacation on the beach or on a cruise and talk about how, I can help you make 6-figure income. I did it and it worked for me. And then they'll charge, $3,000 for a course, and that is really their business. So it's kind of like I don't know. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's like, I don't know. It seems like gimmicky versus if we build up our brand slowly, if we put out content that people like, if we create podcasts that people like, then they can, again, we're building up that brand, we're building up that trust, then hopefully people will choose to, buy our future products, something like that. So it's just a different strategy. So I think it's going to be fun anyway. Maybe there's a little bit less pressure if we're not building courses that people need to pay for right away. There's a little bit less pressure of building something that is, I don't want to say good, but it's not, because I still want to do good stuff, of course. Putting out content that is more fun. Maybe I can feel more natural at that. And we can do some fun stuff like, since we were focused on courses, I wasn't going to do anything related to games right away. But I built this game engine on iOS, and so now we can do like live streaming. Nobody's going to watch it first, but I can do live streaming of building some games that I want to build. Those are just for fun. I'm not trying to sell those games. But I can do live streaming of that. And I can use that time that helps, instead of just building content that people are willing to pay for, I can also do additional content that probably nobody would pay for, but still might find interesting. And I kind of like that idea a little bit more. So yeah, that's going to be our strategy. Still doing the podcast. Again, that's all just free. Basically everything we're doing right now is just going to be free and fun. Just trying to build up. Yeah, just trying to build up a following. Hopefully people like it. Let's see. I'm looking at Twitter right now. So I was just reading something by James Clear. I follow James Clear. He wrote Atomic Habits. I follow him on Twitter. He said, most people consider what is possible and then decide what result they want to create. Entrepreneurs decide what result they want to create and then consider what is possible. Start with your vision and deal with reality, not the reverse. I don't know. I like that. That just sounds inspiring. Like I don't know if I even have any comments on that. It's just, that's nice. Start with your vision and then deal with reality. So, yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. That's our focus. Our goal is to have fun building courses online for people. Like that would be fun. Plus, I wanna have a cool community. That's like a bunch of the like personal finance people that I follow. When they ended up creating websites, like personal finance websites or blogs or whatever, one of the things they talk about is they built up this community, and I like that. Like-minded people getting involved, people who like to program. I know there's a lot of communities out there as well. Maybe I should get involved in those. What else? I was listening to the Gary V, the Ask Gary V book again, and I guess that's really, I would rather be like that. So this is kind of going back to our marketing strategy. Instead of having that marketing strategy of like potential like fake, again, I don't think what everyone's doing is fake, but I want to build up that brand where people trust me. And I think my partner wants that exact same thing. Like, to me, that's more fun. I want people to, before they even buy anything, I want them to know that they know that they trust us. Like, they'll know based on the YouTube videos that we're doing and the podcast that we're doing. And even though this is like a side thing, this is my own YouTube channel. But I want people to know that, like, oh, okay, I like Matt. He seems good. He likes computer programming. Oh, he has this course for sale on his website, or he has this Patreon or whatever. I've already listened to a whole bunch of his content, so I think that's worth paying for. I like that idea much better than like trying to fake market, just because we're not marketers. So I don't want it to feel inauthentic. That's basically how I feel. What else? I guess that's all, right? Just 15 minutes. Oh yeah. Also, I realized that over the last, probably, again, I'm not assuming anybody else noticed, but I realized over the last 2 weeks, I've filmed 4 of these little things on my channel. I don't have a name for them. I just call them Daily Grind or whatever. Filmed 4 different things, like 4 different videos. 3 of those videos I was wearing the same shirt. And it's probably not actually the same shirt. I have 2 of those blue shirts, so it could have been different, but it was just at the top of my drawer. It just happened to be that way for like the 3 of the 4 times that I recorded. So I purposely made sure, and I didn't know until I uploaded the one yesterday. So I do have more shirts, but I also do have 2 of those blue shirts. So again, I don't think anybody's gonna notice, but I just thought it was kind of funny. All right. Anyway, I still got a little bit of time left before I start. Before I go to real work, so I'm going to keep working on the Kojo courses. I'm doing a new video. Like I said, so first of all, everything's going to be available on YouTube. We're uploading the current course that we were about to sell that nobody bought. We're going to upload everything on YouTube. So if you are interested in learning iOS programming, that's there. It has like some different tools. We have like Get Basics and stuff like that. And we're going to keep expanding that. Right now, I'm going to finish up a course on like Introduction to Auto Layout. So if you don't know what that is, that's just how you build layouts it's like Interface Builder and Auto Layout. It's how you build interfaces on iOS. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit before I start work. Anyway, I'll probably try to do this almost every day just because it's fun. So I'll talk with you tomorrow.